So the next module is basic principles of flight. Okay, now these are little bit smaller modules. The first module was a bigger one because it talks about the drone. I can tell you, like, we can talk on drone rules 2021 for a whole day. Okay, it is so lengthy and things are required to understand from perspective. See, what I have given you is the overview of the drone rules 2021. What is important, I have explained you. Over the course of period of next 5 days, I will keep on talking about it. Okay, so don't worry that यहाँ पे खत्म हो गया drone. This is the beginning of our learning. We'll be learning, we'll be deep diving more into more as we talk, as the questions comes to your mind also. I will try to explain and make you understand. Tomorrow morning we will review the drone 2021 document also. A 10 minutes, 15 minutes review we will do about that document. So I would request you to go through the document by end of the day when I send it to you on the email. Okay, try to read it, try to see whatever I have spoken to you in today's first session. Everything is covered in that document in detail. Okay, but the language of that document is little bit like a law document. Okay, because it's a rule. Okay, so it is written in that format or that way. So sometimes it is very difficult to understand. That's why we have converted these the documents into the presentation format, so that it becomes very easy to forward. Like for basic principles of flight, there are at least 50 to 100 books are available online. Okay, on the aviation part, which will be talking about basic principles of flight. But if you want to read that book, it's a very long time. So we have summarized the basic principles of flight, which is required from a perspective of drone flying as well as aeroplane flying. So this will give an insight of how actually the aeroplane flies, what are the principles, what are the laws, or what are the principles or theories which involves or makes us to fly, or the aeroplane to fly, or drone to fly. Okay, so let's see now. So what are things we are going to cover? The fundamentals of flights, aerodynamics, takeoff, flight and landing, and then maneuvers, turns and circuit patterns. So these are the 4 topics what we are going to cover in this module. Okay, so what are fundamentals of flight? So these are the points what we need to understand: the aerofoil, the chord line, the relative wind, center of pressure, angle of attack, angle of incidence, center of lift, center of gravity, and Bernoulli principle. Okay, these are the basic fundamentals of flight, or these are the points what you should know very well clearly, because this will clear your concept of understanding how the aeroplane flies, or how aircraft flies, or how drone flies actually. Okay, what are the principles used in flight? So what is aerofoil? Aerofoil is nothing but a cross-sectional shape of a wing, blade of a propeller, rotor or turbine. तो आपने देखा रहेगा एक विंग रहता है, राइट, एरोप्लेन की देयर इज अ विंग्स ऑन द एरोप्लेन, राइट. सो इफ यू टेक द क्रॉस सेक्शन, ओके, क्रॉस सेक्शन मतलब एक सेक्शन, पार्ट ऑफ इट, and you see that the cross section looks like this. Okay, so you can see here the upper surface is a curved surface, below surface is little bit flat surface, more or less. Okay, so you see there is a thickness. Okay, so the bigger thickness part, thick part is called as a leading edge, whereas the both surfaces, upper surface and lower surface, where they join together and become a small, that is called as a trailing edge. Okay, so the leading edge is the bigger surface, trailing edge is a sharper or a smaller surface. So when you see the wings, you should able to identify the leading edge and the trailing edge. Okay, so you can see here upper surface, the curved surface, the below surface is a flat surface, more or less flat surface. Okay, so leading edge, trailing edge, this is called as airfoil section. What is airfoil section? It is a cross sectional shape of a wing or a blade of a propeller, rotor or a turbine. Now what is chord line? Now chord line is a straight line intersecting the leading and the trailing edge of the airfoil. You can see a straight line. Okay, it is a straight line. Okay, so from the chord the point से लेके trailing edge तक. So what is that is called chord line, or what is that called as the distance between that leading edge and the trailing edge, where we draw a chord line, is also called as a chord. Sometimes some people call it as a chord length also. Okay, so that defines the chord length or chord length. Next is the relative wind. Now what is relative wind with respect to the aircraft? Okay, so aircraft is always moving in a forward direction or flight path. You can see this defined flight path. So opposite direction जो wind आता है, that is called as relative wind. So your aircraft is flying like this, like this, and the wind is flowing from this direction. So this is relative wind. This is your aircraft moving. Okay, so this is relative wind. Now angle of attack, angle measured between the relative wind. So you can see here the relative wind. Okay, and the chord line अगर आप extend करोगे बाहर, okay, you forward you extend करोगे, so there will be an angle alpha which is created. Nothing but this is called as angle of attack. Now if you are having like this flat, okay, flat है आपका और relative wind आपका parallel है, तो क्या होगा? It will just stop, right? It will just hit, but nothing will happen. So to have a flight, what you need to do is your angle of attack has to be little bit higher compared to the relative wind. So it can hit. So the air will hit on the leading edge. The air will flow on the top of the wing. Air will flow below the wing also. Okay. So in that scenario, what will happen? The wing will be now. This is little bit tricky. YT. So you can see this is the cross sectional of the wing what we have created. You can see the wind will flow from the top as well as the wind will flow from the bottom. So now this there is a line, right? There will be a chord line. So chord line will be angle with respect to the relative wind. Okay, so the angle measured between the relative wind or the flight path and the chord of an airfoil is known as angle of attack in aerodynamics. Now this, if you see this angle of attack cannot be more, cannot go beyond some certain limit. So that limit has been defined for each aircraft depending upon its wing function or the way the wing is been designed by the aircraft designer. Okay, for every aircraft will have its prescribed limit of angle of attack. अगर ज़्यादा होगा तो क्या होगा? If I change the angle of attack to very high compared to more, let's say 20 degree angle of attack is the defined limit. अगर मैं 25 डिग्री करूंगा तो क्या होगा? Any idea?
Stall will occur.
Yes. So what will happen? Actually, if you see this, अगर आपका एंगल बढ़ जाएगा तो क्या होगा? It no longer it will generate the lift, but आपका क्या होगा? इसको प्रेशर आ जाएगा और आपका एरोप्लेन will start going down. It will start descending और क्रैश हो सकता है, गिर सकता है. That position is called stall. Okay, that position is called stall. So it is very difficult for a fixed wing to recover from a stall condition. उसके लिए आपको क्या चाहिए? Your engines needs to be very very powerful. इसके लिए आपने देखा रहेगा जेट इंजिन्स जो मिलिट्री के एयरक्राफ्ट्स होते हैं, they do such a drastic maneuvers, right? एकदम vertically they can fly. Why? Because their engines are very powerful. It can generate so much thrust that it can recover from the fall also. Okay, so that's why they are built like that. That is the reason. Whereas आपका कमर्शियल एरोप्लेन्स का इंजन इतना पावरफुल नहीं है कि वो स्टॉल से उसको रिकवर कर सके. ओके, अगर आप उसको वर्टिकली फ्लाई कर, आपने देखा रहेगा बहुत सन एरो मॉडलिंग के इसमें भी ऐसा वर्टिकली फ्लाई करते हैं, राइट? वर्टिकली फ्लाई करके मैन्यूवर्स करते हैं एंड दिस पीपल. ओके, I think Shubham can tell, like, a lot of students also fly such kind of maneuvers.
Yes, yes.
In your ground also, right? A lot of people do that.
Yes.
So, because those motors, what are the BLDC motors जो लगे हुए या फिर even your normal combustion engine motors are there, they are very powerful compared to that weight of that aeroplane, so that they can recover from that position. But whereas your Boeing aeroplanes or Airbus, they cannot recover. वो crash हो जाएगा. Okay, that is the reason why they always have to be fly at a steady flight. They cannot go up and down drastically. एक prescribed limit में वो pitch up हो सकता है, pitch down हो सकता है. Okay, that's why even you see the descent होता है जब हम लोग टेक ऑफ करते हैं और जब लैंडिंग का टाइम आता है तो लैंडिंग कभी होता है? लैंडिंग doesn't start that एयरपोर्ट नजदीक आने के बाद. Landing position starts from a prescribed limit. They know now we are approaching Delhi, so they have to start almost like 10-20 kilometers ahead. They start descending slowly. They will get their aeroplane aligned and they will start descending slowly. Okay, so they cannot drastically move down and up. Okay, the commercial or civil airlines, it will not be good for the passengers also. Okay, क्योंकि उनका पोजीशन देखो कैसा हो जाएगा ना. They will not able to withstand that kind of pressure or like थोड़ा भी एरोप्लेन थोड़ा बेंड हो जाता है या turbulence के टाइम पे हमको we face this kind of issues. So we know how it difficult becomes, how uncomfortable it becomes. That's why these commercial aeroplanes cannot be flying in that drastic maneuvers kind of thing. They have to fly in a very steady flight only. So this angle of attack is very important when you are taking flight. Okay, so during the takeoff, when on the runway your aeroplane is running, okay, at a particular time, when the slats and flaps are open, the particular angle of attack is created and the pressure is generated. Okay, and that pressure will take the aeroplane in flight. Once it is in flight, then it has to just move in a steady flight. They have to just maintain the throttle of their engines. Imagine करो आपका aeroplane चल रहा है, okay, it is at 10,000 feet, and all of a sudden both the engine stops. What will happen? Will the airplane crash? सोचो क्या होगा अगर आपका एरोप्लेन 10,000 फीट पे है, एनी आई मीन 10,000 है, 20,000 फीट है, 15,000 है, 8,000 है, व्हाटएवर इट इज कंसिडरेबल इन गुड हाइट एंड फ्लाइंग स्टेडीली, ऑल ऑफ सडन माय बोथ इंजन स्टॉप्स, तो क्या होगा? will it crash or what will happen?
It will lose power, but it will still glide.
Correct. So basically aeroplanes are designed aerodynamically. Okay, why I am telling you this scenario is because this is important with respect to the drone. This cannot happen in your drone. Imagine अगर drone में आपका एक मोटर बंद पड़ गया तो क्या होगा? Can it glide? Can it be stable in the air? No, because drones are not designed aerodynamically. There is no aerodynamics in drone. Okay, so it is just a frame and the 4 propellers minimum I'm talking about. Okay, so अगर आपका एक मोटर भी फेल होता है, it's very difficult to recover. Unstable हो जाएगा सीधा ड्रोन आपका suddenly. Okay, it become very dangerous situation हो जाएगा, क्रैश कर जाएगा, 101% क्रैश कर जाएगा most of the time. Okay, so it's very difficult to manage the drone. But whereas aeroplane is manageable because it is designed, it has wings which can glide, so it can glide as a glider. The skilled pilot can actually make the aeroplane glide and safely land also at a plane location, some location. Okay, there are instances in past, if you watch air crash investigation, there are couple of incidents where the aeroplane has lost both engines or even 4 engines. Okay, in that scenario also some pilots have successfully landed those aeroplanes safely without causing much damage. Okay, because aeroplane is designed aerodynamically, the wing can sustain and it can glide up to a good extent, like every 1,000 feet, not 1,000 feet, every kilometer it will lose around 1,000 feet of what you say altitude. Okay, or it will descend by 1,000 feet. So you have to manage the wing shape. Okay, so बीच में आप proper मतलब you can extend that descent by 10,000 feet का जो descent है वो भी आप manage कर सकते हो if you are very skillful pilot. Okay, if you have a good experience of flying and all the things, then you can really manage the aeroplane very successfully. Okay, so that's all about the angle of attack. So you cannot have more angle of attack, because more angle of attack beyond the prescribed limit, your aeroplane will crash. I mean, it will go into a stall position. Okay, then there is angle of incident. Now angle of incident is nothing but there is a fixed, because आपका wing तो change नहीं हो रहा है ना, जो aeroplane का wing है वो change नहीं हो रहा है, only certain parts, like जैसे front में आपका क्या बोलते हैं उसको, flaps होते हैं, you know, slats होते हैं, फिर आपका ailerons होता है, all these are the only smaller minor changes can happen, not major, but आपका angle of the wing जो है वो fixed है. So it is the angle between the chord of the aerofoil and the longitude axis. Okay, longitudinal axis is nothing but from the tip to the tail. Okay, this longitudinal axis cannot change. This will be always fixed. So that angle between the longitudinal axis and the chord line of the wing or the airfoil section is always fixed, and this cannot be changed. This has been defined when you are designing the aeroplane. Okay. So this is very important during the flight. When take off लेता है ना, तभी ये angle of incidence बहुत काम में आता है, because अगर ये angle of incidence नहीं होगा, अगर suppose parallel, if your angle of incidence is 0, what will happen? Your aeroplane will never take off only. Okay, तो वो certain based on, there are other parameters like weight, the entire length of the aeroplane, how the aeroplane is designed. Based on this, angle of incidence is defined by the designer. Okay, any questions on this? Chord line, aerofoil, relative wind, angle of attack, angle of incidence. Okay, remember this. This is there in a summary sheets also, written in a summary sheets also. Okay, now what are the forces acting on the flight? So there are 4 forces. Now if you see the aeroplane when it is on ground, what is the force acting on it? What is the force acting on the aeroplane when it is on ground? only the weight, because it is stationary, right? As per the Newton's law क्या है, वो stationary है, उसके ऊपर क्या हो रहा है, सिर्फ weight, उसका जो original weight है, that is only affecting. So when you are flying, there are four forces which are affecting on the aeroplane or a fixed wing or even rotorcraft also in that scenario. Okay, so what is the four forces? One is because of its own weight, whether it is on the ground or whether it is in air, the weight will be always there, so it will always try to attract. So gravity क्या करेगा, ड्रोन को या एरोप्लेन को हमेशा पुल करेगा नीचे, पुल टुवर्ड्स द सेंटर ऑफ द अर्थ, so it will always tend to go down. Now to counter that weight or gravity pull, what is required? A lift. हमें लिफ्ट कैसे मिल रहा है? By the wings. Okay, so wings से हमको lift मिल रहा है. So we are in air, but that lift cannot be constant until unless there is a thrust. Okay, नहीं तो क्या होगा, अगर thrust नहीं रहेगा तो क्या होगा, आपका lift नीचे चला जाएगा. It will start descending because it needs some power, right, to go up. So until there is a thrust, you cannot also have lift also. So इसलिए आपका एरोप्लेन जब ग्राउंड पे स्टेशनरी रहता है, it is not flying, it is just at the station. But to get that lift as well as forward motion, the engine needs to start running. इंजन चालू होता है, इंजन जैसे स्टार्ट होता है, रनवे पे आपका एरोप्लेन रन होता है. एट पर्टिकुलर टाइम ऑफ एंगल इट टेक्स ऑफ. जब आप मैक्सिमम थ्रॉटल देते हो तब क्या होता है, आपका एरोप्लेन टेक ऑफ हो जाता है, एंड देन इट लिफ्ट्स. सो यू मेंटेन दैट प्रेशर, मेंटेन दैट थ्रस्ट. ओके, सो मोर थ्रस्ट, मोर फास्टर इट विल फ्लाई इन अ फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन. ओके, बट लिफ्ट कैसे आएगा? बाय चेंजिंग द एंगल ऑफ विंग्स. ओके, सो अब जब आपको लिफ्ट चाहिए, अभी आप स्टेडी फ्लाइट कर रहे हो, तो आप क्या करोगे, आपको ऊपर जाना है, तो विंग तो चेंज नहीं कर सकते ना, विंग तो आपको मेंटेन कर रहे हो आप, राइट, और थ्रस्ट दिया हुआ है, मेंटेन कर रहा हो, तो आपको चेंज करना है, तो क्या करोगे आप, एलिवेटर्स का एंगल चेंज करोगे. सो एलिवेटर्स आर नथिंग बट हॉरिजॉन्टल स्टेबिलाइजर्स. सिमिलरली अगर आपको एरोप्लेन का डायरेक्शन चेंज करना है, तो क्या करोगे आप, वर्टिकल स्टेबिलाइजर चेंज करोगे, तो दैट विल गिव यू द लेफ्ट एंड राइट डायरेक्शंस. नाउ एज द एरोप्लेन इज मूविंग इन द एयर, व्हाट हैपेंस? Since it has a body, okay, so it is moving around the, what is that in the air, what is there up in the air? It's air molecules, right? Air molecules are there, so they are actually creating friction to the aeroplane or even to the drone in that scenario. Okay, whatever the thing is flying here, so there will be always a friction. This friction is nothing but causing drag. Okay, so drag क्या कर रहा है, thrust आपको आगे लेके जा रहा है, but drag बढ़ रहा है. अगर आपका thrust कम हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा, एरोप्लेन ऑटोमेटिक आपका स्लो हो जाएगा. सिमिलरली लाइक जैसे आप कार ड्राइव करते तो क्या होता है, व्हाट हैपेंस, यू आर एज मच एज यू गिव एक्सीलरेटर, योर कार विल ड्राइव फास्टर, बट एज यू रिड्यूस योर एक्सीलरेटर, व्हाट हैपेंस, योर कार स्टार्ट्स slowing down. Why it is slowing down? One is because of the weight, and second is because of the friction of the air through what it is moving, even on the ground. Okay, so both are, but gravity उधर ज्यादा है because it's on the ground, it is not flying. It will try to stop as quickly as possible. Okay, so that drag will be also. That's why you see the cars are there. You know, cars are mostly aerodynamically designed so that they are efficiently moving when they are driven at a very high speeds. But अगर उसके अगेंस्ट अगर आप देखोगे bigger vehicles like trucks है, buses है, they are not aerodynamically designed because they have such a big engines that it can overcome that drag. Okay, and it whatever is required it can go, but still there will be drag on it. Okay. The moment you have a body, moment you have a shape, you can have a drag. Only drag you can reduce by designing the body of the aircraft or a vehicle. Okay, so basically that's why you see the aeroplane is round in shape with the nose pointed and all that thing. Why these are? Because that air what is stopping, trying to stop or create a hindrance of the flight has to move over the surface smoothly. ओके, अगर मैं उसको शार्प एजेस रखूंगा या बॉक्स जैसा एरोप्लेन बनाऊंगा तो इट विल बी नॉट एफिशिएंटली फ्लाइंग. ओके, इट विल हैव लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स व्हेन इट इज फ्लाइंग. इट विल नॉट गिव यू द बेटर परफॉर्मेंस अगेंस्ट द पावर व्हाट यू आर गिविंग टू इट. दैट्स व्हाई दे हैज टू बी, व्हेनेवर वी से एरोडायनेमिकली डिजाइन. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हमारा बिल्डिंग्स, बिग बिल्डिंग्स लाइक बुर्ज खलीफा, वी से बुर्ज खलीफा इज डिजाइंड एरोडायनेमिकली. व्हाई वी से डिजाइन? बिकॉज इट्स सच अ बिग स्ट्रक्चर. So there will be huge air flowing around that building. So वो building को protect करने के लिए smoothly the air should flow around the building. It should not impact or it should not create a pressure on the structure. That's why these big buildings are designed aerodynamically. Even the bridges, okay, bridges are also designed aerodynamically. Okay, so let's see now what is the principle of flight. This will give you more clarity what I am talking about aerodynamics. So in physics, a fluid is a substance that continually deforms when external force is applied. So if you see here, for example, you can do this experiment in your house in your kitchen tap. Okay, in basin you can just start the tap, the water will flow, and you can see it is flowing steadily straight. But the moment you hold a spoon near to the water flow, what will happen? The water will not stop. Water will take the shape of the spoon. This is nothing but is called the Conda effect. Okay, the Conda effect is nothing but it is taking the shape. Okay, it continually deforms when the external force is applied. Okay, the fluid includes like liquid, gases, and plasma. Okay, so your air is nothing but it behaves, though it is a gases, it behaves like a fluid only. Okay, that's why we see the difference in the pressure. Okay, so what is the forces? The lift, which is perpendicular to the direction of the motion, it creates the difference in, it is created due to difference in pressure. Gravity, basically weight, which is the force which is downward direction, and that is basically source is gravity. The earth is pulling. Basically it is a two bodies, right? Aeroplane is one body and earth is one body. Now aeroplane cannot exert pressure on the earth because it's compared to the earth, aeroplane is very negligible. That's why we always see that pressure coming towards the earth. Okay, so it goes towards the center of the earth. Okay, drag is what? It's opposite to the direction of the motion. This is nothing because the source is friction and the difference in the pressure. The friction is why? Because the body of the aeroplane or body of the drone also will cause drag. Okay, so what does Bernoulli principle says now? This is the important principles which on which your aircraft flies. Okay, so the air separated at the edge. So air is separated at the leading edge. So air is separated at leading. So there is one going upside, one is going below. Okay, so air is separated at the leading edge of the airfoil, rejoins at the trailing edge. Okay, that means the air is going from the top, air is coming from the below, and it rejoins again back at the trailing edge. Air has to move faster on the upper surface because this distance is more compared to the below distance. Okay, so air has to move faster because both has to come. जो air यहाँ पे separate हो रहा है, the both part of the air has to come back at the same point again. So what happens? If this distance is more, it has to travel faster. So air has to move faster on the upper surface to cover the longer distance. Air flowing over the curved upper surface of the wing has more velocity than the air flowing below the wing. And below the wing, the air flow is flowing slowly compared to top section. This principle states that the increase in the air speed, air occurs simultaneously with decrease in pressure. That means what? Here speed बढ़ रहा है आपका, air flow is flowing at a very high speed, high velocity. So there will be a decrease in pressure. The pressure will decrease. Whereas here the speed is low. So as the speed is low, the pressure will increase. So the difference in the pressure will cause the flight to go up or wing to climb or aeroplane to climb. So you can see the decrease in the speed in airflow causes more pressure below the wing and produce a upward lift. Right? That is what we are saying. So Bernoulli principle states that when a airfoil kind of structure hits the airflow, okay, the leading edge is where the air is separated out. Okay, so there is a top side and below side. Top side will move with a faster rate, which will result in low pressure, whereas below it will move in a lower speed, it will create more pressure. So there is a difference in the pressure on upper surface and the lower surface. So this difference will create the upward lift. Since the pressure from the below is more, it will. अगर pressure ऊपर से ज्यादा है और नीचे से कम है तो क्या होगा? It will push down, right? That is what happen when you are descending. आप descending के time पे क्या करते हो? आप थोड़ा slats ऊपर कर देते हो, ये करते हो. So you are actually breaking the airflow. Okay, you are actually allowing to generate more pressure on the top. That's why your aeroplane get descend very fast when you are descend. When you intend to descend. Okay, या फिर even runway पे जब aeroplane रुकता है, I mean not रुकता है, land हो जाता है, तो you open complete the flaps. तो क्या होता है? You are actually creating a drag. Okay, you are creating a huge drag so that your aeroplane stops very quickly on the runway. Clear? So this is again pictorially explained like what I explained you. High velocity of air, low velocity of airflow on the below. You can see the lift due to the pressure difference. So there is a low pressure created here and high pressure is created. The difference in the pressure will cause lift in the lift due to pressure differences. Okay. Any questions on Bernoulli principle? I hope you are clear now on the Bernoulli principle. Okay, so let's move ahead. So apart from Bernoulli principle, we need to understand Newton's law of motion. Why Newton's law of motion is required? Because this is very important with respect to drone operations. Okay, so Newton's first law states that if a body is at rest, if the body is at rest, let's assume this bottle is there within my hand. If it is at rest, it will be always at rest until unless I throw it away. Okay, so what does it says? Body is at rest or moving at a constant speed in a straight line, it will remain at rest. अगर body rest पे है तो rest पे रहेगा. जैसे ball अगर अपने ground पे रखा है तो it will be stay there until unless you kick that ball. Once you kick that ball, what will happen? It will move in a constant speed, but it cannot move continuously. Because why? Because there is a only ample amount of pressure is applied and there is a friction also. Okay, air body. If अगर आप वही ball अगर आप space में फेंकोगे या किक करोगे, it will go endlessly, continuously, because there is no what do you say, there is no air in the space, it's a vacuum, so there is no resistance, so body will move freely in the space as long as it can go until unless it's been, अगर कहीं कोई बीच में planet आता है या कोई object आता है जिसको जाके वो hit करता है, till that time that body will continually move in a straight line. Okay, so it will remain at a rest or keep moving in a straight line at a constant speed unless it is acted upon by a force. Now on a ground or on the earth atmosphere, earth surface, this cannot happen because air resistance है. That air resistance will eventually slow down the ball. एक particular point के बाद वो रुक जाएगा because the air pressure, the air resistance will cause the slowness into that motion. Okay, because that motion is not there. अगर उसको continuous रखना है तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो continuous उसको कुछ तो throttle देना पड़ेगा, right? That's why aeroplane is continuously moving in the air, right? अगर उसका aeroplane बंद करते हैं, thrust नहीं है तो क्या होगा? Descend होना चालू हो जाएगा, नीचे गिरना चालू हो जाएगा. That is what it is. The Newton's first law it says. So if you want the body to keep on moving, you need to apply a constant force और constant speed आपको उसको देना पड़ेगा. तभी आपका aircraft या drone कंटिन्यूसली हवा में स्ट्रेट मूव फ्लाई करता रहेगा. ओके, अगर वो जगह पे है, लाइक योर ड्रोन इज ऑन द ग्राउंड, व्हाट हैपेंस? डज इट गोज ऑन इट्स ओन? नो. टू टेक ऑफ व्हाट वी रिक्वायर्ड, वी नीड टू गिव थ्रॉटल, राइट? प्रेशर देना पड़ता है तभी हो जाता है. एरोप्लेन ऑन द ग्राउंड इट डजंट फ्लाइज, राइट? इट वी हैव टू मेक इट रन ऑन द रनवे एंड देन ओनली इट टेक्स ऑफ, राइट? सो until unless there is a pressure applied, it will not move. That is what is the Newton's first law. Now what does second law states? Second law states that it's a quantitative description of the change that force can produce. अगर आपका एरोप्लेन एक स्टेडी फ्लाइट में जा रहा है 300 किलोमीटर पर आवर के स्पीड से जा रहा है, या आप कार ड्राइव कर रहे हो 100 किलोमीटर पर आवर के स्पीड, अगर मेरे को उसको 120 किलोमीटर के स्पीड पे लेके जाना है तो क्या करना पड़ता है? व्हाट डू आई नीड टू डू? और या 150 किलोमीटर पर आवर के स्पीड से मेरे को जाना है तो क्या करना पड़ता है? कैन इट गो ऑन इट्स ओन? अगर वो 100 किलोमीटर के स्पीड पे जा रहा है तो can it go? Can your car go at 150 on its own? Hello? No, right? तो आपको क्या करना चाहिए? अगर उसको 100 से 150 करना पड़ता है तो क्या करना पड़ता है हमको? We have to increase the force. How do we increase the force in car? By giving accelerator, right? आप accelerator दबाते हो तो क्या होता है? आप इंजन में पावर देते हो, राइट? पावर देते हो तो आपकी व्हील्स फास्ट मूव होने जाते, तो आपका स्पीड बढ़ता है. सिमिलरली एरोप्लेन में क्या होगा? You have to give throttle. आप throttle increase करोगे, आपकी इंजन और फास्ट घूमना चालू करेगा, आपका एरोप्लेन 300 की जगह पे 400 किलोमीटर पर आवर के स्पीड से भागेगा. I mean it will fly. Okay, so more force, more acceleration. Okay, अगर आपका ड्रोन या आपका एरोप्लेन जो भी मूव हो रहा है, the more force, the force will be what applicable? How force will be? It based on the mass and the acceleration. जो भी आप acceleration दे रहे हो into the mass. अगर छोटा बॉडी है तो कम एक्सेलरेशन देना पड़ेगा, बहुत बड़ा है तो बहुत बड़ा देना पड़ेगा. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल छोटा कार है आपका 800, मारुति 800 है या फिर मारुति एनी स्मॉल कार इज देयर, इट मे रिक्वायर लेस एक्सेलरेशन टू गिव इट. वेयर बस है, बड़ा ट्रक है तो मोर पावर. दैट्स व्हाई यू सी देयर इज अ डिफरेंस इन mileage. Okay, because the more mass, more power will required. Okay, more power चाहिए तो more fuel खाएगा वो. Same application है. Okay, so that's how you understand that the more force is required, more force will be generated if you give more acceleration. Now, more acceleration is directly related to the mass of the body also. Okay, so these are the two Newton's law of motions. The third law is Newton's third law is very important from a drone flying. Okay, this is basically the reason why your drone flies. Your drone actually flies because of the Newton's third law of motion. Okay, so what does Newton's third law states? That when two body interacts, they apply forces to one another that are equal in magnitude and opposite in directions. Okay, so third law also states that known as law of action and reaction. So Newton's third law says that equal and opposite action is required for reaction to happen. Okay, so for example, here they have given an example of rocket. So when your rocket is on the ground, what happens? It is just on the launch pad. The moment you start igniting, does it takes immediately? Does it take off immediately? Does it takes? Have you seen any time the rocket flying? Okay, or rocket launches? It will start the नीचे gases आना चालू हो जाता है थोड़ा टाइम के बाद. Ignition देते हो आप. Okay, gases आना चालू होता है. And enough pressure is built. इतना प्रेशर जब बिल्ड होता है जितना, so what is actually trying to do here, that pressure is actually pushing the earth. तो the rocket के अंदर जो गैस बाहर आ रहा है, that is what it is trying to push the earth. But does it capable of pushing the earth? At certain extent it cannot push beyond. So क्या होता है? It start rising. Okay, so this is nothing but equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so it is pushing. So similarly, आपका जब ड्रोन आप फ्लाई करते हो, आपके चारों प्रोपेलर्स आर रोटेटिंग. So what is happening? It is pushing the air, but it is not taking off. देखो जब आप when we are doing our practicals, I will be explaining. I will make you understand this concept more better way. Okay, so आपके प्रोपेलर्स घूम रहे हैं, आपका स्टार्ट हो रहा है, but drone is not take off. So you have to give throttle. So the moment you start giving throttle, आपके प्रोपेलर्स और फास्ट मूव होना चलेगा. More air will be pushed on the ground. At a one particular point, the drone will take off. At one particular point, it will take off. But there you do not have to stop. You have to give throttle so that the drone is safely above the ground, at least by 3 to 4 meters. Okay? आप जितना ground के नजदीक रहोगे उतना danger है आपका drone crash होने का. So whenever you are giving a throttle, you have to make sure that you bring the drone at a safe height. Almost 3 to 4 meters, that is almost like 6 feet to 7 feet, 8 feet approximately. Okay, the more drone is safer. When drone is flying, it is always safer when it is in considerably good height. Not too very high, not too very low. Considerably perfect, I mean better height is somewhere around 7 to 8 feet or 10 feet max. Okay, उसके ऊपर नहीं जाना है because we are flying again under visual line of sight. अगर बहुत ऊपर करोगे तो क्या होगा? You have to strain your neck, you have to see up. It will be also not a good way of flying as a pilot. It will be cause lot of strain on your neck, and over the period of time you will feel a pain in your neck. Okay, so to avoid that kind of situation, we always tell our pilots to fly a drone around 6 to 8 feet maximum, not above that. Okay, so 4 meters, 4.5 meters is ideal position to fly a drone in visual line of sight. So this is Newton's third law of motion. So what happens? The force which acts on the rocket, similarly there is a force which acts on the drones. So drone क्या करता है? Drone propeller जैसे rotate होते हैं, they pushing the air down, drone reacts and rises up in the air. Now there was a question asked by one of my students. Okay, they say, okay sir, drone तो fly हो रहा है, आप throttle दे रहे हो, drone नीचे कैसे आता है? तो drone नीचे कैसे आता है? What makes drone come down? How are you bringing the drone down? Now I have explained the principles, so I think you need to apply them. Drone नीचे कैसे आता है? How drone comes on its own?
Reducing the throttle.
तो throttle reduce करते तो what happens? What is happening?
Force कम हो जाएगा. The force will
कम हो जाएगा. Throttle counteract कर रहा था gravity को, so your gravity is taking over. तो drone is coming down because of gravity. आप throttle कम कर रहे हो तो क्या कर रहे हो? आप जो upward motion है या upward thrust है, force है, उसको कम कर रहे हो, राइट? अभी तक क्या कर रहे थे आप, ऊपर दे रहे थे, मतलब यू आर एक्चुअली काउंटरएक्टिंग द ग्रेविटी एट वन पॉइंट टाइम व्हेन यू आर हावरिंग. अब जब ड्रोन हावर करते हो, ओके, एक पर्टिकुलर लॉक करते हो पोजीशन पे, वो ड्रोन एक ही जगह पे रहता है, व्हाट इज दैट कॉल्ड, हावरिंग और लॉइटरिंग. ओके, वो लोकेशन में क्या हो रहा है, आपका ग्रेविटी और अपवर्ड थ्रस्ट दोनों इक्वल है. ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाट इज पॉसिबल इन अ ड्रोन ओनली. दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन अ फिक्स्ड विंग. फिक्स्ड विंग में क्या होता है, आपका हमेशा फॉरवर्ड मोशन रहेगा. सो योर ड्रोन, योर रोटर क्राफ्ट, sorry, not rotorcraft, your fixed wing is always forward motion. It cannot hover at one particular location. Okay, so that is a disadvantage of a fixed wing, whereas the advantage of the rotorcraft is it can hover at a particular location. Okay, that is the advantage of the drone, and that is what is the important functionality of a drone, which is very very useful in some scenarios. Okay, not every time. Okay, so that is what it is. So as you are flying, as you reduce the throttle, what has happened, the body or the frame, entire structure of your drone is having its own weight. तो gravity क्या करेगा, वो weight को pull करेगा. So there will be a below pressure, or the because of the weight it will start descending. आप immediately अगर throttle zero कर दोगे तो क्या हो जाएगा, पट करके आपका drone नीचे गिर जाएगा. So what you will do is you will lower the throttle slowly, 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 very precisely. Okay, so what we call it as a feather touch landing. Okay, so slowly आप throttle धीरे 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 करके लैंड करो. Okay, that is how your actually the landing happens. So take off करते वक्त when you are taking, when your motors are armed, motors are moving, as you give throttle, you have to give enough throttle so that your drone is safely above the ground at a considerable safe height. Okay, the moment you just bring 1 or 2 feet height, आपका ड्रोन है ना अनस्टेबल हो जाएगा, बिकॉज देयर इज अ ह्यूज प्रेशर, क्योंकि नीचे से भी प्रेशर आ रहा है, ऊपर भी जाने का प्रेशर है. तो इफ यू आर नॉट ब्रिंगिंग द ड्रोन कंसिडरेबली एट टॉप हाइट, आपका ड्रोन जितना नीचे रहेगा क्लोजर टू द ग्राउंड, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, वेरी डेंजरस टू मैनेज. एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम समटाइम ड्रोन टर्न भी हो सकता है, अपसाइड डाउन हो सकता है, टिल्ट हो सकता है, ओके, टॉपल हो सकता है. ऑल दैट सिनेरियोज कैन हैपन. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी ऑलवेज टेल आवर पायलट टू फ्लाई द ड्रोन कंसिडरेबली हाइट फीट, 6 फीट हाइट के ऊपर लेके आओ. दैट्स इट. And then you do what? You leave the drone, leave the remote on your table also. Nothing will happen to that drone until unless there is a breeze or heavy wind gust and all that thing kind of thing. Normal scenario में ड्रोन का जब तक बैटरी चल रहा है, बैटरी है, तब तक वो वहां पे फिक्स्ड रहेगा, घूमता रहेगा. I mean, it will be just in the air. Nothing will happen to that drone. Okay, that's how the drone will be stable over there. Any questions here? Are we clear on the understanding how the drone flies? What are the actions? I mean, what are the principles and the laws applicable on it? तो आपका ड्रोन के ऊपर न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ इज एप्लीकेबल, बिकॉज 4 प्रोपेलर्स एयर को पुश कर रहे हैं. तो न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ के मोशन के, थर्ड लॉ के वजह से आपका ड्रोन फ्लाई हो रहा है. ओके, सो बर्नौली प्रिंसिपल इन ड्रोन इज एप्लीकेबल ओनली इन द डिजाइन ऑफ द प्रोपेलर. ओके, whereas there is no other principles used over here. जैसे हम लोग एरोप्लेन फ्लाई करते हैं तो उसमें completely Bernoulli principle यूज हो रहा है. Okay, there is a lift created because of the wing, but यहाँ पे lift create हो रहा है, but propeller का motion है, propeller is pushing down, and that is the reason why if you see the rotorcraft are flown only at certain height. You know, they cannot go beyond, let's say 2000 feet के ऊपर आपका, like as I told you, जितना वो closer to the ground है, इतना जल्दी वो take off करता है, ऊपर आ जाता है. But अगर वो suppose you are around 500 feet, okay, the moment it goes to let's say 500 feet, 400 feet, okay, and you are trying to climb, like if you see the distance from 0 to 100, it will go very fast. From 100 to 200 also still it will go very fast. But as it keep on climbing, the air become thinner, your drone will not gain the height because there is no air to push. और नीचे भी कुछ है ही नहीं ना जो न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ इफेक्ट करने के लिए. Okay, so that's why your drone, as it climbs, it cannot go above certain extent. That's why normally you define that, okay, it can climb up to 2000 feet, 3000 feet, 5000, depending upon the size and the way you are designed your drone. But it cannot go very far, like 3000 के ऊपर तो I don't think so any drones is going. In that scenario, we have to use fixed wing. That's why fixed wing are capable of going up to 20,000 feet. Okay, but again, above 20,000 feet, again the air becomes thinner. Then it becomes very difficult for even the fixed wing to fly. Then you require very powerful engines. Okay, इसलिए military के जो jets engines होते हैं, they need that much thrust so that they can go up to that height. Commercial aeroplane आपसे इतना flight होता है, ज़्यादा flight नहीं होता है, 30,000 feet के ऊपर नहीं जाता है, right? 30-35,000 के ऊपर जाता ही नहीं. So that is what is the limit of the commercial aeroplanes. So the more height it goes, because the air will become thinner, air will be very difficult over there to fly the aeroplane. So beyond that, they do not fly. That we'll see in tomorrow's topic when we're talking about weather and meteorology. Okay, we will see the atmosphere structure and see how the different layers of atmosphere are there. Okay, now center of lift, the average of the lift force. So there are three forces, three angles, right? Lateral axis, longitudinal axis, vertical axis. Wherever these all three axes merge or converge, that is called as the center of the lift. Okay, the average of the lift force through which all the lift is considered to an aircraft, it is the same as center of pressure also. Okay, then what is center of gravity? Center of gravity is nothing but based on the structure of the body where your aircraft is balancing. Okay, so normally what happens whenever you are design, if you design, let's say if you take a very uniform structure, okay, I don't know what I have. If you see any structure, like let's say this mobile, if I take this mobile, okay, this is a very uniform structure. तो इसका center of gravity क्या रहेगा? Somewhere in the center रहेगा, right? But if you see the aeroplane, the front side is little bit heavier compared to the tail. Tail आप देखोगे उसका ना soft किया रहता है, it is curved at the back end. Okay, why? Because they want the front section to be little bit heavier. So your aeroplane is always heavier in the front, nose heavy. We call it as nose heavy. अगर nose heavy नहीं रहेगा तो क्या होगा? आपका ऐसा है. Okay, so every time when it is flying, the moment you are losing the thrust, what will happen? The aeroplane will tilt forward, little bit forward. You will give throttle and you will make it proper. अगर वो नहीं रहा, पीछे heavy है तो क्या होगा? It will be always like this. And at a point in time, अगर आपका relative wind बहुत ज्यादा होगा, angle of attack बहुत ज्यादा होगा, क्या होगा? Your aeroplane can go in a stall position. Okay, so to avoid that scenario, aeroplanes are designed such a way that front section is heavier or big compared to the tail section. Tail देखो हमेशा छोटा होता है, small होता है. Okay, you can see the curve shaped over here, right? So normally what happens, because of that, since your front part is heavier, your center of gravity is little bit ahead of the center of lift. Okay, that is always required. Okay, so if you see this aeroplane like this, okay, if you see this way, it will be always heavier in the front, whereas the back side will be always smoother and smaller. So your center of gravity is somewhere ahead of the center of lift or center of pressure. Okay, these are aerodynamically points which needs to be considered when you are designing an aircraft. Now in drone like quadcopter, 4 propellers, उसमें क्या होता है? उसमें center of lift will be always at the center. So 4 corners से 4 जो भी है, the center of lift and center of gravity has to be same in your drone. They cannot be here and there. अगर left होगा तो क्या होगा? आपका drone tilt होगा, ऐसे होगा. So एक मोटर को ज्यादा घूमना पड़ेगा एक मोटर पे, तो pressure will be more on one particular motor. This will cause imbalance. So when we are building a drone, we are testing it on a rig. Okay, there is a rig built where we test the functioning of each motors. Okay, and then we fine tune those motor motions. Okay, so that way how you balance the drone before actually taking the flight. So there is a lot of lab work goes when you are designing your drone. So basically when you go for a type certification, there are a lot of tools needs to be built to test all these things. The motor का thrust कितना है, motor कितने thrust पे कितना pressure generate करता है, how much weight it can take off, and all that things are to be considered. So it's all about your science and mathematics and physics goes into it when you are designing an aircraft or when you are designing a drones, right? Any questions over here? No? Okay. So aerodynamics is nothing but it's a study of how gases interact with the moving bodies. So that's why I'm giving moving bodies. So in our case, like for example, I give example of Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa तो move नहीं हो रहा है, but Burj Khalifa move नहीं हो रहा है, but air is moving around it, right? Air is moving because of the earth motion. The air which is circulating around it is moving. So whether the Burj Khalifa is moving or whether air is moving, still it is impacting, right? That's why they has to be designed aerodynamically. So engineers applies the principles of aerodynamics to design of many different things, including building bridges. Okay, so even aerodynamics is applied when you are building, like in civil industry. Okay, civil industry, construction industry, the big buildings what have been designed, they are always designed aerodynamically. Even bridges are been designed aerodynamically. The primary concern of aerodynamics are aircraft and automobiles. Even automobiles are being designed aerodynamically, right? Aerodynamics comes into the play in the study of flight and the science of building and operating an aircraft, which is called as aeronautics. Okay, that's why we call that aeronautics science or aeronautics engineering, right? That's a separate stream of engineering where you learn about the study of flight and the science of building and operating aircraft. Okay. So now when you see the aeroplane will have lot of control surface. There are fixed control surface, the wings, the body, all these are fixed control surfaces. Okay, controls or surfaces I would say. But there are minor controls are there which controls the aeroplane motions. So on the wing you can see there are ailerons. Okay, the ailerons are primarily used on the wings to have the roll effect on the aeroplane. Okay, so as you change your ailerons, your aeroplane will roll on the right or your aeroplane will roll on left side. So, okay, so because of aileron it will happen. Whereas if we see on the tail section there are two stabilizers. One is horizontal stabilizer and one is vertical stabilizer. Now horizontal stabilizer will have elevators. Okay, so as you change your elevators, your aeroplane will either go pitch up or pitch down based on the position of your elevators. Whereas on a vertical stabilizer there is something called rudder. Okay, so as you move your rudder, okay, left and right, your aeroplane will change the direction. So this is called as yaw motion. Okay, so from ailerons you will have a roll motion. With elevators you will have pitch up and pitch down, whereas with rudder you will have yaw motion. Okay, yaw motion is nothing but change of direction. You are changing the direction, so your aeroplane will change the direction, so it will move on the right side or either move on the left side. Whereas roll is nothing but it is just rolling. Okay, it is just roll. थोड़ा सा drastic left side जाएगा या right side जाएगा, depending upon what role or what applications you are applying using ailerons. Now there are some additional controls which is called as secondary control surfaces like flaps, spoilers, slats. These are all secondary. So now secondary control surfaces may be present or may not be present on the aircraft, but the primary ailerons, elevators and rudders, these three primary control surface will be always available on whatever aircraft you see. All the aircrafts will have it. Okay, so ailerons, rudders and elevators will be always there. Even small Cessna aircraft is there, that will also have these primary controls. The Cessna may not have a spoiler, Cessna may not have flaps, Cessna may not have slats also. Okay, but it will have ailerons, it will have elevators and rudders. Okay, so any questions here on control surfaces? Remember this, on wings there is ailerons which controls the roll motions. On the horizontal stabilizer you will have elevators which control the pitch up and pitch down motion. Okay, whereas on the vertical stabilizer you will have rudder which will give you your right, your left. That is a movement of your heading of your aeroplane either on right side or on the left side. Clear? So again explanation in a tabular form, like you can see aileron here it is mentioned as a roll, longitudinal axis पे होता है उसका and lateral movement होता है, whereas elevator or stabilizer is basically for the pitch, lateral axis पे है and then longitudinal movement होता है, whereas rudder is yaw, it is axis of rotation is on vertical axis, directional, so this is directional. Okay, okay, so with this we complete our first topic about what was the fundamentals of flight, okay, or aerodynamics. Now let's see about the takeoff, flight and landing. So now takeoff, it is a phase of a flight in which aircraft goes through a transition from moving along the ground to flying in a air, usually starting on a runway. For example, for balloon, helicopter or some specialized fixed wing aircraft, no runway is needed. Okay, but normal fixed wing aeroplanes, normally it will take a transition, right? It will be keep on moving on a runway in a forward direction at a particular point. When you give enough throttle and you create that angle of attack, it will take off. Okay, so that is nothing but takeoff. In a drone, what happens? We are pushing, giving the throttle to the propeller, so that propeller start moving very fast it generate enough pressure to push down, your drone will take off. Similarly for the helicopter also, helicopter का आपका blade घूम रहा है continuously, at a particular time the pilot will give so much throttle to the propeller, that propeller will start moving very fastly. That fast motion, rotational motion will cause the vertical motion of the body. Okay, balloon में क्या होता है? balloon में, because if you are filling balloon with helium or hydrogen, what will happen? That is nothing but it will have a lighter than air. It will become lighter than air. That's why it's vertically takeoffs. Okay, so there is no runway required for those things which are actually used for vertical takeoff. But for normal aeroplane, we say takeoff. Okay, or even for a drone, we say okay, you take off now. Okay, what is flight? Now, flight is a force by which objects moves through the atmosphere without contact with the surface. So, when any object which is in the air and is moving in a forward direction, okay, through the atmosphere, that is what we call as flight. Okay, it can be a drone flight, it can be aeroplane flight, it can be a glider flight, it can be a balloon flight also. Okay, so aerodynamic lift is associated with the propulsive thrust. Like जैसे अभी hot air balloon आपने देखा रहेगा, अगर आप उसमें hot air pump नहीं करोगे, you don't make the air hotter, what happens? Eventually over the period of time वो balloon भी descend होना चालू हो जाता है. So keeping it floating तो क्या करना पड़ता है? You burn that burners, right? वो burners से burn कर रहे तो क्या होता है? तो air अंदर जो balloon के अंदर जो air है, normal air है, it becomes hotter, and as hotter air it is lighter than the normal air outside. That's why your hot air balloon rises. Whereas landing is the last part of the flight where airborne aircraft returns to ground. When the flying object returns to ground, the process may be called as touchdown. जैसे take off बोलते हैं वैसे touchdown भी बोलते हैं. Okay, या landing बोलते हैं. Okay, so normally even when the fixed wing is flying, it will take off as well as it will land. Okay, so it will land on the ground safely. Okay, whereas drone you will reduce your throttle and you will land it on the ground. Okay, so these are the three aspects of flying: takeoff, flight, and landing. Now let's see, when you are flying the drones or when you are flying the aeroplane, what is the patterns or what are the maneuvers you normally do? Don't consider the maneuvers what the fighter pilots do. Okay, those are for not for commercial or general purposes. They are only for specified missions only. Okay, they need to do those kind of maneuvers because that's a very critical for them. Or as normal flying, normal project, normal activities, we have to do a stable and safe maneuvers, turns and circuit patterns. Okay, so you have a straight and level flight. When you are normally flying, you are turning whenever you are required to turn left and right. Sometimes you might have to climb up and down, so you have to climb, so you will climb from, let's say, 10,000 flight to 15,000 flight. Sometimes you may have to descend from 15,000 feet to 10,000 flight also, depending upon your requirement and scenario. Accordingly, the motions you will be doing. So one is the straight level flight. Okay, then you have a turn left or right depending upon your flight path, and another is climb up and descend, that is down. Okay, so these are the motions of what you do or maneuvers what you normally do when you are doing a normal operations of a fixed wing or a hybrid or of a rotorcraft. Okay, all of these three can do all these kind of activities. Okay, so what is circuit pattern? Now circuit pattern is nothing but from one particular airport or one particular location you will take off, you will perform the action whatever you need, and then you will land. In a normal civil airlines or commercial aeroplane, normally you will not take off and land at the same airport until unless there is a emergency situation. Maximum क्या होगा, आप मुंबई से take off दिल्ली में land करोगे. So this front portion may be happening at Mumbai location, whereas the back portion, the final leg portion, can be happening at Delhi location. This can happen only when you are having an emergency situation in a commercial or civil airlines, or if you are flying for training purposes or even military basis पे आप जब sorties करते हो day to day, तो वो टाइम पे आप सेम एयरपोर्ट पे या सेम रनवे पे टेक ऑफ करते हो, सेम रनवे पे आप लैंड करते हो. क्लियर ऑन द सर्किट पैटर्न? Okay, so with that we complete our module 2. Any questions you have, or we are good to start with the third module?